Hello Marvel Heroes fans, my name is Wilfred and welcome to my channel where you can see videos and guides on this free-to-play game called Marvel Heroes Omega. With the console launch, there will be 30-odd heroes ready for prime time, so my job is really looking through some of these heroes and say which one I would like to update my guys upon. So today let's talk about Iron Fist. April 1st, I published a video, a pen and paper guide fun video when my wife and I were holidaying in Taipei on Iron Fist, and that was for fun, but the build is for real. So today I'd like to do it in a video format. And also, if you are new to my channel, you should break my video into multiple parts. Feel free to jump to any part you like to watch in terms of the time codes below. So this part is about the overview of the heroes. Then I'm going to deep dive into the power and talent, the rationale behind choosing certain power, and you may do a little bit different as well. That's fine. And the third part is really about going through a harder content like Cosmic Curse, Terminal, just to demonstrate how it plays like. If you're unsure whether to unlock him or not, listen to this part and after that jump to the last part just to give you an idea how it plays like. Alright, now Iron Fist is a melee hero and he does physical and mental damage type. And his playstyle is very different from some of the heroes out there. His power in general are divided into two groups. One is called the stance opener. Like Kung Fu, you can have dragon stance, crane stance, leopard stance, serpent stance, and whatever stance up there. Now stance itself doesn't really do a lot of DPS, but what it does is that it provides first of all, it provides resources called chi. So whenever you do a stance, you got chi. And the second of all, it'll buff the power differently for different stands. So so you combine the two together, you have your build. Some like to be focused on the more on the single target and be merry about it, especially in raid as well, which is fine. So you pick all these very melee kind of like single target focus, and you supplement it with the right stances. Some like for myself, I like everyday build so that I could bring the heroes to just any content out there, danger rooms or terminal or patrol zone, whatever it is, and just be happy with it. So mine is a little bit more on the area side of it, a little bit mobility. Usually when I build heroes, it has to be effective, fun as well. So the fluidity is important when I design the guide or build. Alright, so now I would like to recommend this build for you, which is a twin style. Now twin style, how it works is that using the right passive, you shorten the cooldown of the stance, half of it, but you can't, basically you can have multiple stances in your hotbar, but every stance share the same cooldown. So so for this build, I'm bringing in two stance opener in it, and I overlap between the two by alternate one after the other. And also, the good thing about it is that the two stances buff can coexist together at the same time, and so that will buff all the power accordingly. So I'm going to deep dive a little bit later. So to work this one in, you need a little bit of mental muscle to remember which one is which. And also, there's a bug right now in the buff window. Usually, you can see that, for example, leopard stand. You can see that there's a leopard stance here. Then after that, you can switch to it will overlap for 10 seconds, by the way. Then you can switch to say serpent stand. But then you can see that there's no buff here. So what should I do? So these are things that I'm sort of it's just a game that now I did a leopard stand, but then it gave me a serpent stance. So there's a lot of bugs right now in this game, and it's just one of those unfortunate things that doesn't really help. But you can observe that it got two fire there. So now you got well, it's only one of them, but by right you can see two. I think you can see two fires here, two colors here. The two color, the serpent color, the purple, and the fire here. So if you do the stance correctly, you can see the two color here, but you have to close up. So this buff window doesn't help. I hope that they will fix the bug somehow. There's a lot of things going on here with the game, so I'm not going to comment too much on that. So that is the overview of it. I have a lot of fun with Iron Fist, one of my favorite heroes because of the playstyle difference, kind of effective as well. And the next bit is deep dive into his power and trait. In this part of the video, let's deep dive into Iron Fist powers as well as the talent and trait. All right, so now Iron Fist power in general is divided into a couple of categories. So the first thing first is the main power, the one that you keep spamming. So you have two choices, either a spender or something that do not require any resources. As your level, you probably use this one, but when you can manage your resources, able to refill your chi through the stance opening, you probably would like to stick to Fury of the 5 Forces. It's hit a lot harder, and also it gives you a vulnerability debuff to further buff all the rest of the power as well. So I strongly recommend, as soon as you are able to maintain your flow without running out of resources, switch to Fury of the 5 Forces. And to replenish the resources is actually rather easy. So now I'm in Serpent Stance, and after that you can actually do a Leopard Stand. All right, so yeah, so that is how you do it. And I think all in all, it shouldn't have too much difficulties in maintaining the stance itself. And by the way, I mean, all these stance dancing, you can observe the color of it to toggle between the two if the buff doesn't work for you. So that's one thing that you can observe. Now, stance opener point of view, there are, the second categories are stance opener, things like crane stance, leopard stance, dragon stance, serpent stance, and also tiger stance. Each stance will give you different kind of buff. So for example, tiger will give you crit hit rating, leopard will give you extra DPS for every time you hit with melee. Dragon is for dodge kind of rating as well. So depending on what kind of content you are going after, you may want to pick different stance, but more importantly, the stance is to support the power that you've selected. The power define your build. So for example, if you so wish to do Fury of the 500 Fist, then you have to do either Tiger or Leopard stance, and so on and so forth. Now, the build that I'd like to recommend to you are as such. I would like to recommend, first of all, the 7 Army Shunter. So to make 7 Army Shunter work, you have got to use a Leopard stance because it will hit extra target. But one thing good about the 7 Army Shunter in a Leopard stance is that well, first of all, he hit more target, but second of all, during the point where he's doing his things, he's invulnerable. So in harder content, usually it's good because you may have a group of mobs and it gives you a lot of nonsense, and when you're invulnerable for the 1 or 2 seconds, it helps a lot. All right. The second one is Black Poison Touch, that if you are in a Serpent stance, it will give you the damage over time. Damage over time is nice. Whatever mobs around this area will get hit automatically without you having to do a thing. You can do your layers, you can do your main spender and whatnot. But the one thing to observe is that as and when the mob move away from the cloud that you have, then it will not take any damage. That's no brainer. And the third one is really about the Chi Blast. So the Chi Blast is something that you can do it from afar. And if you are in Serpent stance or you are triggering the twin style Serpent, then you are actually having a cooldown to it. All right. But if you are out of the stance, then your cooldown will not be, you will not be triggered. All right. So that will become a much weaker version of the Chi Blast. So do make sure that you could, you keep up the 2 stance here. To switch stance, actually a couple of ways. You can observe the buff window, but nowadays the buff window seems a little bit buggy to me. Second of all, what you could do is that if it is purple, then you go to the yellow. If you're yellow, go to purple. So that's another way to maintain the twin style kind of thing that you want to do. So making sure that 2 of them coexist together. Okay, signature wise, it resets everything. So usually what I'll do is that I'll pop all the cooldown here. So for example, all this cooldown, and then after that I do like onto iron, and then everything come back up again. Then you can do all the stuff that you do as well. So yeah, so that's one thing that you pay attention to when it comes to the like onto iron, how they interact with the rest of the thing, because it remove all the cooldown immediately. All right, so now last but not the least, I think I because of the layer that I picked, then I would like to recommend Leopard as well as the Serpent. But if you find your Iron Fist a little bit fragile, feel free to bring in Dragon instead. Dragon give you dodge, and dodge is kind of like good as well. You evade all damage, and dodge also, I mean the Dragon also buff the Chi Blast more, but then you lose the kind of like the thorn, or lose the kind of extra damage as and when you hit with the melee power. So it's something that you have to consider the trade-off between the two. Now let's talk about the talent itself, the trait itself. Trait itself is archetype, strength, and fighting. So whatever gear you have that will contribute to strength of fighting, do it. And Chi I've talked about, and also he's a defense dodge hero, so it's one of the best out there. Better than defense deflect and better than deflect dodge, because you leave a lot of things to chances. To make the twin style work, I would like to recommend style for every situation. So with this one, you would have the cooldown of the stance shortened, but then you can only everything share the same cooldown. So you can alternate between the two and to use the next one. One of them here, the blended style, for you to persist for 10 seconds after changing stance. So every 4 seconds you can switch stance. I think every 8 seconds you can actually go back to the original one, and you can overlap it. Now it's a little bit forgiving. Last time wasn't that forgiving. Now it's 10 seconds. So if you sleep for 2 seconds, you can still maintain the two stances together. So these two goes hand in hand together for the twin style to work. Konglong Fury, it gives me damage. It buffs my main spender. Why not? So that is one I recommend to you. Stand opener, do a Chi burst. So Chi burst is one of this kind of power there. I mean, I can't really do anything here, and because I run out of the hotbar. Now there's only one hotbar. So Chi burst has its own merit as well, because it does a weaken. So weaken kind of help you in the harder content. So I couple that in. So every time when I do Chi and it stands opener, every 4 seconds I'm being like debuffing things around me with a weaken. The damage itself is not really that fantastic, but it's more for that part of it. All right, so now then the last one I'd like to do is the meditation. Become like buff. Whenever I use a signature, I buff the meditation. Now, meditation could be an active power. Some like to play in a sense that you would like to go out for damage, come back, recuperate, go for damage. I don't like the kind of like a clunkiness to it. I just like the flow, continuous, do something. I'm action, I'm Kung Fu master. But that is only my kind of like recommendation. Some enjoy blending into meditation into. So if you don't pick this guy, so this one become like a meditation kind of thing. You can do a meditation to recuperate health and so on. But I just would like to do it this way. All right, so now I don't think I need to talk too much about the synergy and all, because with this game a lot more heroes added in here and there. But what you need to pay attention to, a couple of things. You are a physical kind of like mental hero. So whatever the buff the physical crit, mental crit, pick those. Whatever the buff the brutal, pick those as well. Whatever that give you the archetype buff, like +1 fighting, +1 strength kind of thing, pick those as well. So more or less, if you do something like that, whatever that buff the melee power, pick those as well. So if you more or less do something like that, I think your hero should be rather strong and sorted. Infinity system, yet another topic that is going to be a long video, so I'm not going to fit in here. But all in all, just make sure that you go along, picking those notes that are relevant to you. Gear wise, this game is still evolving. Right now it's closed beta in the console version. Omega gear is not out, so I'm not going to talk too much about gear wise. I personally still prefer the unique, but I understand that cosmic gear is getting more and more popular these days. Artifacts wise, I mean, there are actually many out there. Nowadays it's very easy. Whatever that matches your archetype, those are good. Whatever that give you the crit, the brutal kind of thing, those are good as well. Progress is about incremental kind of thing. You could farm certain boss again and again, or what I'll do if I were you, is just to play the game, and the artifact will come whichever artifact that will improve upon your heroes, and you just pick those and replace. From the blessing perspective, I would like to recommend I'll do a bit of like everything here, just to sort of like I'm doing like a Odin kind of like combination, because I think I still need a little bit of like defensive kind of help to it. Defense rating is never bad, or those things. But it's really up to you. I mean, you know, I'm not. I mean, these days I'm not really all out in the DPS right now. Holger also could be good. The buff, there are a lot of melee. Just that one of my power is not really melee. Like Chi Blast here, it's not range. It's not melee. I don't know what it is, man. I mean, it's just no tagging, not melee, nor whatever. So from a min and max perspective, I just don't want to invest too much onto the melee. But the rest of it are very much melee. I mean, these are also not melee as well. So, I mean, you know, so yeah, I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do. But I recommend something like a balanced approach, like Odin. It's fine. It works for me. Yeah. So next bit is about the Cosmic Curse terminal. So this is Cosmic Curse with Iron Fist Twin style pre 2.0 gear. So here we go. Normally I go in as like one instant of it, one stance, and after that, you know, you can do a black poison touch, but it doesn't really do much until the second stand comes up. And now it's second stand, the Serpent. But like I said before, the buff window is a little bit strange right now, so you can do all this, you know, pop the cooldown between the two power. You can do a Chi Blast as well, see? Rather nice. Then Leopard. So you have to remember, and all this like buff window issue doesn't really help as well. You have to really remember which the stance that you are at right now. So you just do the two kind of like, you know, alternate between the two of them. The two power there. You can do a, you know, this one Chi Blast, which is very, very nice. Then now it's Serpent, I think. Yeah, but just ignore the buff window. It's really strange right now. Okay, and I think yeah, the Leopard. Do the Leopard strike. After that, I can drop the black poison touch here. Chi Blast here. So it's rather nice. It's meant to be. It's meant to be the Serpent, I think. So I can do a Serpent here, then do you know, black poison touch here, another card Chi Blast here. So then do a Leopard. Alright, so yeah. Now it's the Serpent. So I've done the Serpent, Leopard, whatever it is. Okay, so this one I'm going to do a couple of things here. Missed. Do on the Iron, and then that will reset the cooldown for a couple of things, I think. A bit strange though. The lag is very strange. I thought it would instantly reset my cooldown, but doesn't seem to be that way just now. Very strange. And then right now I can't forget what I need to do, but I think it's this one here. So now I have to work with the buff window. If I see a Leopard, I'll do a Leopard. I think that's what it tells me. I'll do a Leopard here. Maybe that's not a bug, I don't know, it's strange. It's not the one that I'm used to. So, Serpent. Then I can do a Chi Blast there, alright. Leopard, Leopard. And do a 7 Army Shunter. So that's the one. One more there. Then I do save this guy here. Oop. Drop a black poison touch, then a Chi Blast, then signature, reset everything. I think it's going to be, yep. Yeah, I think you just have to get used to the buff window, so it tell you which one to do. It wasn't like that before. Okay, can do a fast travel, or can do a dash, can do whatever you need, you know. So yeah, now I've totally forgotten what I need to do, but that is fine because I'm just going to reset the power here and use the Serpent. Yeah, but it doesn't show up again. I think it's Leopard here. I don't know. Very strange, the buff window. I'm so confused here. I just need to remember now it's really about the Serpent. Yep. So, I mean, you know you are fine when you see the cooldown or works out the way that you need to. Serpent. Alright, so that is done. And I think, I don't know, bounty wise, how are we doing on the bounty? Leper stance, that's what he said. Serpent stance. Alright, so I'm just going to go in to have some word with the Kurse here. Ooh, wow. Black poison touch and then do an ultimate. So that is the ultimate. Very nice. Wow, beautiful. Leopard. Yeah, that's done. So not a lot of things going on. You know, when you pop ultimate, things are supposed to work fine. So I hope you've got some idea of how to play this this whole sort of like Iron Fist, and I mean it's rather nice and easy so long as you remember which one to alternate. The buff window is a little bit buggy though. Last time I was able to see which one are the one that I need to kind of buff and so on, and the and in between just fill up with the 7 Army Shunter as well as a black poison touch as well as a chi blast as and whenever there's a, you know, like under iron, which is the signature, you just reset cooldown and just like burn your 3 layers as well, but just make sure that you alternate between the 2 of them and you should be fine. So I hope you enjoy this this video guide on Iron Fist. I may work on the, you know, some of these other heroes that is being released in the you know, the console platform. I think there are 30 odd of them. So we'll see how it goes. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.